In 2025, Georgia Power disconnected 275,000 Georgia Power residential households for inability to pay, a number that is 10 times larger than the average utility disconnect rate of 1%. You want to know what else happened in 2025? Georgia Power earned $2.851 billion in profits, a record for them, a number that is so high the CEO said it was a transformational year in profits. Georgia is one of only 10 states that has no state-funded or meaningful utility-funded bill pay assistance. Most states provide some funding to help vulnerable people make it through cold snaps, heat waves, and other reasons they should not be disconnected if they're ill or vulnerable. Georgia Power does have one stingy program that's called Project Share. Project Share is capped at a tiny $1.5 million, and in order for them to even spend that much, it has to be matched from customer donations. They earn that in less than 3 hours on the first day of the year. The only other money coming into Georgia is from LIHEAP, Low Income Heating Energy Assistance Program. That too is pretty stingy, but it's way more generous than anything Georgia Power does or the state does to help community agencies give families that are broke temporary assistance to help them through a tough patch. And guess what? Even that money is too much for President Trump. He tried last year twice to cut LIHEAP, firing all their staff, then gutting the program. Now he's trying a third time. This time he's cutting LIHEAP along with many other programs in order to redirect that money to military spending. Of course, Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones didn't like that, and since Georgia had billions of dollars in excess tax revenues in 2025, he directed just 2.5%, that's all it would take, to replace the money that Trump is trying to gut. I'm just kidding. Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones doesn't give two flips about whether people live or die. Instead, Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones directed that money for state income tax reductions, which benefit the wealthy of Georgia. Isn't that neat? But that's not all. Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, who is now running for governor, blocked legislation that would have stopped the proliferation of data centers from coming to Georgia. He did that in 2025, and he did that again in 2026. Even after seeing 2 Public Service Commission seats get switched to Democrats after watching what Republicans did raising bills. If you're a Republican, vote for any other Republican in the primary besides Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones. If he loses this race on May 19th, that will send a message to the rest of the Republicans running the state of Georgia that the gig is up for Georgia Power and for data centers. And to find out more about what you can do, sign up for my newsletter at georgiansforoaffordableenergy.org.